So, if you haven't seen it by now, you just don't watch this at all. We didn't wait because of spoilers to do this review. We waited because we just didn't have any time, as we've been moving around quite a bit. We're behind on everything. But obviously, we saw Infinity War. We saw it the Thursday night that it came out. We saw it in 40X. And I have a lot of mixed feelings on it. I saw it twice actually. I saw it again when I came back to Chicago with my brother and sister. All right, I'll start with the bad first. So go ahead and get ready for those thumbs down if you feel so inclined. I thought it was bloated. I thought it was a bloated film. I don't mind a film that's super long, but it was too. They were trying to encompass too much into it. I felt like part of that might be a bit of bias on my end because I'm not crazy about Guardians. However, I do love Groot, and Rocket Raccoon is pretty cool too. I did not give two shits about Gamora's death. I think that they didn't really properly explain Thanos just jumping into the destruction of the Asgardian ship, whereas I think they should have, started with Thanos and like how he's ready to make his money moves or whatever with his gauntlet and shit. Because we've only seen glimpses of him in other films not saying anything in a post-credit scene. They should have started with Thanos. And then they could have set up a moment where it's like, oh, shit's about to go down. He's about to go do something. They could have shown the beginning of the attack on Asgard, because the last time we see them in Thor Ragnarok, they're sailing along, happy, happy, happy. Thor's like, oh, wow, I just saved my people from my psychotic sister. Asgard will live on. And then they literally kill all of Asgard but Thor. And to me, that was just not a good place to start this film. They kind of like threw away that whole story as if it wasn't, Thor deserved better than that. The Asgardians deserved better than that. Idris Elba deserved better than one line in the fucking movie. Loki deserved, they all deserved better than that. And I just didn't think that was a good place to start a film. Number one. These are throwaway characters. If they were just regular canon, like a cannon fodder community who we didn't know, okay, fine. Like, oh, Thanos is coming. He's killed a bunch of nobodies. But those weren't nobodies, so that was bothersome to me.
I was just gonna say, I don't have a whole lot of input on any of those characters because I haven't seen any of the movies that these characters were in before this crazy combination.
Except for Spider-Man Homecoming.
I've seen one of the Iron Mans. I've seen
the first
Spider-Man Homecoming, and I saw. I think that's actually it on the Marvel side. I just haven't seen really very many of those movies, so I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I was so confused. I was every second I was like, I don't know what. You have to see, I think, all of those movies to really get what was going on.
The big dude wanted to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, I got that, and that was cool.
And they should have explained that better. As a clever meme pointed out, it's like, I have to kill half of the universe because there's limited resources. And then someone's like, can't you just make more resources with your Infinity Gauntlet? And then Thanos is like, to explain the reasoning behind what was going on. Anyway, so then all that business out of the way, Doctor Strange comes in. We have Doctor Strange, who used his Infinity Stone 100 times in his movie to reset time to make a deal with that movie's villain, and he uses it 0 times in this film, when Peter Quill fucked everything up and woke Thanos up before they could take the glove off. Doctor Strange came back and knocked Peter's ass out, so that Iron Man and Spider-Man could have gotten the gauntlet off before he woke up. It's like, he didn't rewind it even one time. He could have just did it just once, and maybe it would have been better. I think it would have been worth it to try.
Yeah,
that was very bizarre.
That's a pretty big plot hole.
That was a huge. You could drive a whole fucking truck through that plot hole. It didn't make sense to me. Then there was, they built up these trailers to make it look like it was Black Panther 1.5, and it wasn't that much Black Panther at all. And then they had the nerve to dust old dude at the end of the damn movie And I just have to say, the second showing, someone was like, "Oh hell no! Why don't you dust Don Cheadle's old ass instead?" People were not pleased about them killing Black Panther.
It didn't surprise me at all that there wasn't very much Black Panther. I knew when I
It
saw
was a
that
lie.
trailer.
They were just
Well,
trying to con.
yeah, because I mean, look, I mean, as a marketing person, I know what they were doing. They knew that Black Panther is the most popular Marvel character right now, and so they decided to edit the trailer so that there was like a part of every Black Panther scene in the whole movie in the trailer, which created the illusion that there was going to be like half of the whole movie was going to be about Black Panther.
They should have edited the movie to put more Black Panther in.
And I was just like, nope, that's not how it's going to be. And sure enough, that's what happened. So they're just doing their jobs.
I think that Wakanda scene actually also didn't make sense as well, because it's like, why didn't they open up one of the top sectors of the force field and drop bombs on those roach-looking things instead of letting them come into Wakanda? You know what I mean? Like, let's kill them as many as we can from the outside, and if we lose a ship or two doing that, okay, we'll send another one. That's a lot less casualty loss than letting them infiltrate into the lands on purpose. That would have made more sense to me. That scene with Okoye, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and that alien chick. There was like an all-chick fight scene towards the end, and we didn't see Okoye do that much. And it's like, she's a bad bitch. She should have had more fight scenes. It ended up being more Black Widow than anything, with a side dose of Scarlet Witch at the end. And it's like, Okoye's better than this. I felt like she was marginalized in that scene, and you know, I wanted to see her do more. Like, that's what she did. Like, fighting is her thing. Like, she's a total badass, and I wanted to see that. We didn't get to really see that on display. We get to see it for Black Widow. So hopefully Marvel will address that in the future, and we'll get an Okoye movie, or we'll get a Black Widow movie, which is long overdue. But the good is, the best part of the movie for me was Spider-Man's death. That was totally the best moment. And I read online, someone said that the reason why his death seemed longer was because his spidey sense picked up what was happening before it happened.
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
And that's why it was so dragged out.
That's a good explanation.
Which is horrible, though. How horrible for this teenage boy.
He did start saying that something was wrong before he actually started disintegrating.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, whereas nobody else really, like, they were just like, oh my god, my arm's disappearing.
Yeah, they were just disappearing. At first I was like, was it his suit or something that put it on a delay? I was like, why was this on a delay? And it's like, it wasn't on a delay at all. It was, he felt it coming.
Yeah.
And, you know, what a horrible way to, like, you know, Thanos specifically says they won't feel anything. And it's like, now with Spider-Man, he felt every fucking thing.
It didn't seem like they were in pain, but like...
He was, though. Because he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he was in emotional pain.
He was in emotional pain, and it's like, you know, he couldn't stop it. And then the whole, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
The first time I was like, oh man, let me get my emotions in check. And then the second time I saw it, I cried anyway. I was like, oh God. Like, I shed 2 lonely tears for Peter Parker. It was the best, like one of the best moments in the Marvel universe.
It was a well acted scene for sure.
It was a beautiful moment. It was well done between Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. It was a flawless moment, and I thought that was great. I mean, obviously, both times for the theater showings, it was, you know, mostly silent. Well, okay, the second time it wasn't silent. It was a lot of people still upset about Black Panther. But yeah, guess what theater I was at? It you know, was a very somber ending, and obviously it's Infinity Wars Part 1. And something will be done to bring most, if not all, of those characters back. But to me, that death of Peter Parker trumps almost everything else. I can't even really recall like what else I enjoyed about the movie. I mean, it was some good fight scenes in it, but the most value was that one death, which is a weird thing to say, I realize. I mean, obviously they're going to bring him back. Spider-Man has another movie.
It was also sad because he is like the youngest and most inexperienced of all the superheroes, you know. So it was like kind of like a kid dying versus like an adult, you know. Like I don't think it would have been as sad if like I don't know, just name any of them. If any of the other characters had those exact lines, it wouldn't have like.
Well, the impact would not have been there.
Yeah, but because of the fact that like this version of Spider-Man is sort of like childlike and pure and innocent in a way, that made it all the more painful. That
I think the only way that could have played out where it would have with any other character, maybe like if it had been Shuri and T'Challa, your brother and sister, that if she died in his arms like that probably, but it wouldn't have been drawn out, so it couldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. It was only drawn out because of Spidey sense. And then the whole Gamora Thanos thing, like ugh, whatever, I'm over it. Okay, that's your stepdad, whatever. Who cares? What the hell's happened in this movie? Like, literally, it's just Spider-Man. It's just why didn't old dude, Doctor Strange, little buddy, he was like, well, Doctor Strange has been kidnapped and the Infinity Stones, I'm just gonna go chill back in the crib. It's like, but you're literally protecting nothing. The wizard's not there, the Infinity Stone's not there. Seriously, you are needed elsewhere. Imagine him and his little spear things, you know, creating different portals and shit, helping in Wakanda. That's where he should have been. And he can teleport. It's not like it's even gonna take him time to get back from one place to the other. He could be like, wait, gotta take a break. Let me check the house real quick. Surprise! Okay, back to war. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
What were you protecting? And why couldn't you just teleport your happy ass to Wakanda and fight? That was annoying.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, that's all I got.
If you guys like our content, make sure to subscribe right over here in the corner. Blah, can't talk. Also, follow all of our social channels below here on the screen, and also check out the blog, thelivingrashon.com. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.